Yeah, we're now going to start off this afternoon session by actually inviting a couple of, well, we've called them exhibitors. If we were in person, it would have been a bit obvious to see them in their exhibits, but we are going to get a couple minutes to hear from each of them and to hear about some of the other amazing work that's happening in the science faith discussion. And so firstly, I'm going to invite Matt Gardner, who is going to share about his work with the faith experiment.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Jack, and good afternoon, everyone. My name's Matt Gardner. I'm here representing the Faith Experiment, which is a program run by myself and my wife, Davinda, who couldn't be with us today. We're both healthcare scientists by profession. Davinda works in radiotherapy, kind of designing treatment plans. I work in kind of more medical imaging and that kind of thing. And I wasn't a Christian when we first met. I had always kept kind of science and faith as very separate things in my mind and didn't want to look at it. And when I started to get to know Davinda, I started quizzing her quite harshly on, well, what about this scientific issue? And what about this scientific issue? And she doesn't mind me saying this because she says this when she does this talk as well. She didn't feel she had any good answers for me because she'd never seriously looked into it. So when I became a Christian, after that, we started exploring these questions around science and faith, things around kind of evolution, things around how does the soul fit into this? And we wanted to use our lens as healthcare scientists and use some of the examples from healthcare science. So if we want to know about the soul, we might start looking at MRI and that kind of thing and getting images of the brain. And use that to address these questions in a really fun and family-friendly way. And we ended up with 7 different sessions exploring different topics in science and faith, which we're now hoping to take out into the wider church. We've got kind of funding to do that. And we try and keep it fun, family-friendly. One of the best things of feedback we've ever had was someone who said that we've made apologetics accessible to people who don't have a science background. So for instance, we're based in Bilston, which you've probably never heard of, but it is an area of kind of low academic attainment and that kind of thing. A lot of people around here haven't had a lot of connection with science in very positive ways. So we try and raise a bit of excitement about science. We've got 2 aims. We want to equip Christians who are going to be asked scientific questions regardless of whether they're scientists or not, because a lot of people come to us who've just been in a pub or a cafe and they've said, I'm a Christian, and someone says, what about the dinosaurs? And they don't feel fully equipped to kind of give a good answer to that. So we want to equip Christians to have good, informed conversations about their faith and how it fits into science. And when we host these events in churches, in local churches, so next weekend we're doing an event in a consortium of churches in the Dudley area, we want to open that up to the wider communities that these churches serve. So we want to work with non-believers and hopefully open their hearts and minds to the idea that science doesn't have to be a barrier to holding faith. That's all I've got to say, because I know I've only got a couple of minutes. But if you want to find out more, please do feel free to message me and check out our website, thefaithexperiment.co.uk. I'm happy to be messaged on here, take any questions, all that kind of thing. Cool. Thank you very much, Jack.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Matt. And yeah, as you said, you can find out about all these organisations on all their social media, and we'll happily share around after the conference how you can find more about them. We're next going to hear from, well, a recording actually, because Gavin Merrifield couldn't be here today, but Gavin is going to tell us a bit about his work with Believing Science.
Hello, I'm Gavin Merrifield. I'm the General Secretary of Christians in Science. I hope that you're all having a great day at the conference. I'm sorry I can't be with you today, but I've been called away, unfortunately. But Jack has invited me to just tell you a little bit about another organisation that I'm involved with called Believing Science. We're an organisation that wants to use science to bring churches and communities together and to grow the Christian understanding of science, but also to increase understanding and appreciation for science in our communities as well. So the main way that we've been doing this so far is through a program of events that we call Wonder Days, and you'll see a video about one of those very shortly. But we're also expanding what we're doing into kind of teaching in churches and theological colleges. We're looking at starting a podcast. We're looking at using churches as hubs for both homework groups and for citizen science projects. So please check out our website to see more about what we're about. And if you'd be interested in working with us, or your church will be interested in having a Wonder Day at it, then please get in touch with me. Hello and welcome to the Wonder Day 2019 here at Holy Trinity Staley Bridge. You can see it happening behind me. It's a wonderful blend of science and the church inviting people in to be part of their community and part of their society, and demonstrating the generosity that we have for the people and the town around us. And also a very practical demonstration of how science and faith work closely together. Now, in the day today, we have a planetarium which is showing 2 different shows 7 times over the day. We've got a robots workshop where people can come and build a Lego Mindstorm with robots, and we've got 4 science zones, and each zone has 3 or 4 different activities in each of the zones. So there's a whole zone all about light and all the different tricks and things you can do with light. There's a whole zone about how we can use air in different and surprising ways. You can meet some mini beasts, some spiders, some scorpions in our little zoo downstairs, and there's a great zone all about the environment and taking care of this planet. If you're interested in perhaps having a Wonder Day at your own church and doing something like that there for your community, please get in touch with me on the email address now appearing on your screen. I'd love to work with you and help you with this. Thank you.
Great, well, thank you to Gavin. We're now also going to go to another person who's recorded a video for us, and that is Emma Penwright from the UCCF Science Network.
Hi everyone, my name's Emma and I work with the UCCF Science Network. Really sorry I can't be with you in person today at the Connect conference. I hope you're having a really great time. But I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to tell you a bit about the Science Network, what we do and why you might want to get involved. So what is the Science Network? We're a movement within Christian unions with the goal of equipping students in science disciplines to live and speak for Jesus during your time at university and beyond. Why do we do that? Well, we're convinced that knowing Christ as Lord of all should make a difference in the way that we live and study. As the theologian Abraham Kuyper famously once said, there is not a square inch in the whole domain of our human existence over which Christ, who is sovereign over all, does not cry, mine. The world we study using science is God's world, isn't it? That means 3 things. First of all, when we do science, we're doing it for him. God has made you good at science because he wants you to use it to do good in the world for his glory. Second, our studies can be part of our worship. Looking at God's world points us towards just how beautiful and amazing Jesus is because he's the one who made it all. And third, that means that we can use science to point other people to Jesus too. Science is full of signposts that point the way to the God who made it all. We just have to help other people follow those signposts. Now, if you're studying science as an undergrad, we'd love to help you figure out what difference those truths could make for you at university and when you graduate too. We want being part of the Science Network to equip you with confidence to be a disciple of Jesus in science, so that you can go on to be an ambassador for him in your future lab or workplace. Now, there are 3 main things we have on offer to help you engage the gospel with your science. First of all is resources. We've got a growing library of online resources on our website, which are designed to help you approach your studies with a Christian mindset and engage your friends with the gospel along the way. There are articles on stuff like the theology of science, talks about AI, discussion material and books, videos you could use with your non-Christian mates. Now, all of that is really easy to find at sciencnetwork.uk. The second thing we've got on offer is conferences. There are a few different opportunities during the year to get together with other students, a bit like you are today, to think about how we can serve and witness to Jesus in a science context and explore how we bring a Christian lens to topics like AI, bioethics, evolution. You might have in the past been to Forum or Word Live with your CE. Well, at each of those conferences, we run seminar tracks, specifically helping you think through how you connect your faith and your studies. And finally, training and mentoring. If you're going into your final year, you can join our mentoring program, Sparked, to learn from more experienced Christians in science careers who will support you as you think about transitioning to the working world. And if you're a graduate, you guys don't have to miss out either. We regularly run apologetics training days to help you better communicate the gospel effectively in a science context. So that's just a taste of everything we do in the Science Network that you might want to get involved in. And you can find out more about all of that at our website, sciencnetwork.uk, or feel free to drop me an email anytime about how you can get stuck in. I'm really easy to get hold of. It's just science@uccf.org.uk. Now, that's it from me. I'm really praying that you guys would have a great time together today and enjoy the rest of the conference. Hopefully, I'll be in touch with some of you guys in the future.
Great, thanks Emma. And Emma's actually been popping in and out of the Zoom throughout the day. So if you do see her name pop up, then do feel free to message her, and I'm sure she'd love to tell you more. Penultimately, we're just going to have Jona Foster talk to us a bit about the Sheffield CiS local group and what that entails.
Hi there. Just very sorry not to be able to welcome you in person to Sheffield. We would have been very delighted to host you. So I recognise most people will not be for Sheffield, but as it was going to be held here, I thought it would just be nice to kind of introduce myself. So I'm a senior lecturer in the chemistry department, and currently kind of the local contact for Christians in Science as a national network. So if you are based in Sheffield, we meet mostly a group of academics, currently once a month on the first Wednesday of the month, just for a coffee in the student union. And if you're either a local or a student, be great to have you along. So I'll post my email address in the chat, and if you just want to get in touch with me, you can either come along to that, or we'll let you know about other meetings that we've got going on.
Great, thanks so much, Jona. And finally, we're just going to hear from Sarah, who's going to talk to us about God and the Big Bang.
Great, thanks Jack. Yeah, it's lovely to see everyone. Some familiar names and faces and some not so. So yeah, I'm Sarah. I'm part of the team from God and the Big Bang. We've had some great examples today of people communicating about their science and their faith. So if you're thinking, I'd like to give that a go, then keep listening because I have an opportunity for you. So God and the Big Bang work with schools, so children and young people from the ages of 9 all the way up to 18, looking at loads of different topics where science and faith overlap, and get them to do a bit of thinking about kind of what their opinions are, maybe challenge some of them, and get them to see the compatibility of science and faith. And to be able to do that, we need speakers just like you guys who are really interested in this area, who can be those living and breathing examples of science and faith compatibility for young people. There's no one better to show that than people who have been on the journey themselves and are Christians in science. And so we would love to have you as part of our team. If you're interested at all, kind of important things to say, we offer training, so don't feel like you need to know what you're doing at all. Just express interest and we can help you along the way. We also kind of cover all expenses and offer a speaker fee, so it's not like a voluntary thing at all, and we really want to honour and value the time that you'd be giving us. We work all over the country, so schools anywhere from Devon all the way up to Inverness just over the next few months. So there will always be an opportunity to plug you into. And final thing, which I have forgotten, I was going to say, what was the other thing? I'm sure it'll come back to me. Anyway, if you're interested, then I will put my email address and our website if you just want to find out a little bit more about the project and what we do. And the other thing has come back to me. There's no time expectation. So we have speakers who do one event every 3 years. We have speakers who do an event most months and everything in between. So don't feel like you're signing your life away at all. There's always different levels of kind of commitment or ways that you can get involved. So yeah, please do get in touch if you're at all interested or know someone who might be. We would really love to hear from you.